Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. It's not a coincidence. Nothing about Jimin and Jungkook ever truly is. From the very beginning, the way they looked at each other, the way they seemed to move in perfect sync without even trying it has always felt like something deeper, something beyond words. Over the years, fans have watched them grow, mature, and evolve, not just as members of BTS, but as two souls who share a bond that continues to stand the test of time, fame, and distance. When you really look at Jimin and Jungkook not through the lens of fan theories or assumptions, but through the tiny, sincere moments, you start to see a story written in gestures. It's in the way Jungkook still calls Jimin Jiminie-hyung, with that soft tone that hasn't changed since their trainee days. It's in the way Jimin still instinctively reaches for Jungkook's arm whenever they're walking through a crowd. It's in the way they laugh not just because something's funny, but because they're comfortable. Because they're home. These are the little things. The things that speak louder than any public declaration ever could. If you've followed BTS for years, you've probably noticed how these two never really stop showing affection, no matter how subtle. There's an unspoken understanding between them, an invisible thread that pulls them back together, no matter how far apart they are. Whether it's during performances, behind-the-scenes clips, or even when they're on separate schedules, there's always something that reminds armies of that connection. For example, look at their gestures during concerts. When Jimin finishes a high note and looks to the side, Jungkook is usually there, smiling proudly, like a silent cheerleader. When Jungkook nails a dance move, Jimin's expression softens, his eyes glimmering with that quiet admiration that fans know all too well. Even in their most chaotic moments, when the group is joking or teasing one another, Jimin and Jungkook share that private laughter, the kind where only they understand what's really funny. It's easy to say these are coincidences, but after 12 years of these little gestures, can we really still call them that? Jimin and Jungkook's relationship has always been built on mutual care. From their early trainee days when Jimin helped Jungkook open up and feel comfortable in the group, to the way Jungkook protected and looked after Jimin when fame began to overwhelm him, they have always balanced each other out. Jimin's warmth meets Jungkook's quiet intensity, creating something that feels natural, unforced, and honest. What makes their bond even more beautiful is how they continue to show it without ever needing to say much. For instance, their matching outfits or accessories that often appear around the same time: rings, bracelets, even shirts. Fans notice everything. And time again, Jimin and Jungkook remind everyone that their connection isn't about showmanship. It's about presence. It's about knowing someone so deeply that even when you're not together, you somehow still are. During their solo promotions, both Jimin and Jungkook often mentioned each other subtly, yet sincerely. Jimin, in one interview, said he was proud of Jungkook's hard work and admired how he continues to grow. Jungkook, in turn, has repeatedly shown his soft spot for Jimin, smiling at the mention of his name, or replaying moments from their shared memories. When asked about the members, his tone always changes when he speaks about Jimin. There's always a gentleness there, the kind that only surfaces when you talk about someone who truly matters to you. And then there are the social media hints. Sometimes it's a song Jimin posts that aligns with the lyrics Jungkook recently shared. Sometimes it's Jungkook using a phrase Jimin is known for. Other times it's as simple as their posts syncing up moments apart, but connected in mood or message. To casual fans, these might be coincidences, but to those who have followed them for years, it's a pattern that tells a quiet love story. It's not loud. It's not performative. It's intimate, the kind of bond that doesn't fade with time. When BTS went on hiatus to focus on solo work, many fans worried about the distance between the members, especially Jimin and Jungkook. But what actually happened was the opposite. Despite being on separate paths, they seemed to find subtle ways to stay in each other's orbit. From the way they mentioned watching each other's performances, to the times they were spotted supporting each other privately, their bond remained strong. It was like the universe had already set a rhythm for them, one heartbeat echoing through two people.
몸은 어떤지 모르겠지만 이대로 진짜 늙고 싶어요. 나이 들어서도 똑같이 그냥 팬들이랑 그렇게 건강하게 크고 싶어요.
Perhaps that's the beauty of it. Love, whether romantic or platonic, doesn't always need to be loud or declared. Sometimes it's in the unspoken things. Like when Jungkook cooks for Jimin and insists he eats well. Like when Jimin waits for Jungkook after rehearsals. Like the way they look at each other during interviews, a look that says more than words ever could. Fans have always admired how genuine they are together. There's no forced chemistry, no rehearsed moments. Everything feels natural, like two people who have shared countless hours, laughter, struggles and triumphs, and through it all, still choose to stand side by side. One of the most heartwarming moments that ARMYs often talk about is the time Jimin comforted Jungkook after a tough performance. Without hesitation, he pulled Jungkook into a hug, whispering words that only the two of them could hear. Moments like that aren't planned. They come from instinct, from knowing someone's heart so well that you can sense when they need you even before they ask. And then there's Jungkook, always quietly protective. The way his gaze follows Jimin during live shows, the way he steps closer whenever there's too much commotion around him, the way his demeanor softens in Jimin's presence, it's something that can't be faked. These are tiny, fleeting seconds that fans catch in videos or concert clips, but they speak volumes. Even their playful teasing carries layers of affection. When Jungkook calls Jimin short or mocks his ego, it's never cruel, it's familiarity. And Jimin, with his knowing smile, always responds in kind. They balance teasing with tenderness, seriousness with laughter, distance with connection. Years of shared memories have built a foundation so solid that even when they go months without public interaction, it never feels like they're apart. It's as if their souls stay tuned to the same frequency. In 2025, during the Chuseok season, when both Jimin and Jungkook shared glimpses of their celebrations, fans couldn't help but notice similarities: the decorations, the food, even the tone of their posts. And once again, the whispers began. It can't just be coincidence, because at this point, the pattern is too consistent, too meaningful. It's as if they continue to send each other quiet reminders, little messages of affection hidden in plain sight. Perhaps that's what love really looks like, not the grand gestures, not the headlines, but the small, constant acts that say, "I'm still here, I still care." It's not a coincidence that Jimin and Jungkook still mirror each other's habits after all these years. It's not a coincidence that when one smiles, the other's eyes light up. It's not a coincidence that even as the world changes around them, their bond remains unwavering. Because love, true love, is made up of these little things. It's in the shared laughter over something no one else understands. It's in the comforting silence that doesn't feel awkward. It's in the consistent care, remembering small details, looking out for each other, supporting from the sidelines. Jimin and Jungkook's story isn't a tale of coincidence. It's a testament to loyalty, to affection that survives through time, fame, and distance. Their every gesture, every small act, is a piece of a larger picture, one that fans have been privileged to witness unfold over the years. So the next time you see Jimin adjusting Jungkook's mic, or Jungkook reaching out to steady Jimin on stage, remember this. It's not just instinct, it's history. It's love expressed through the smallest, most beautiful details. Because sometimes, love doesn't shout. Sometimes, it whispers through glances, laughter, and gestures that the world almost misses but never truly forgets. And for Jimin and Jungkook, those whispers have been there all along, constant, quiet, and impossibly real. So, to everyone watching, maybe that's the message we can take from Jimin and Jungkook. That love isn't always loud. It doesn't always have to be obvious. It just needs to be genuine. Sometimes, the smallest gestures are the loudest confessions. And with Jimin and Jungkook, those little things, they've always been everything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Jikook Diaries for more heartwarming stories about the bond that continues to inspire millions around the world. Until next time, remember, sometimes the quietest love stories are the ones that last forever.